Welcome back, everyone. We're going straight into Game 3 here on MLG Shakuras Plateau between Rain and Symbol. Rain, of course, taking the very quick Game 1. Symbol taking the long, drawn-out macro game in the second map.
So, Symbol just had to do what most Zergs are starting to do now, right? Most of the top-level Zergs at this point just make the game last long enough for them to get to Broodlords.
Yeah.
They just need to hold off the Terran player until they have enough of a unit composition that they can switch into Broodlords from whatever the Terran player had to try to kill all of their ground forces. In that particular case, we saw him take the path of Ultralisks first.
Yeah.
So that meant that Rain was forced into building a lot of tanks, a lot of Marauders, and then when you throw Broodlords into the mix and Rain doesn't have a high Viking count, you just win. But let's introduce these players down here in the lower right corner of the map, here on Shakuras Plateau, playing as the Red Terran. We saw him win in 5 minutes and then lose in 25. Rain. His opponent over here. He just won a pretty nice macro game against Rain, hailing from the team TSL, Symbol.
So here on Shakuras Plateau, we'll see really what this has to do with this matchup. I mean, we have cross spawns here, and Symbol likes those long, drawn-out games, like you were mentioning, Rob. Rain in Game 1 favored that very quick game, and I think he might resort to that. We'll see where his second Rax goes. Not all that uncommon to see the first Rax go down here on this lower ground on this map.
Well, maybe Rain is going to be going back to what he feels comfortable doing, right? Maybe we're going to see Rain place his second Rax very far up the map. Oh, man, and it could be effective once again. There's a nice little nook that you can place your bunker in here as well that he could absolutely block with SCVs and a Marine once again. And we have a second Rax being added on. Is he moving forward with the scout to only find out where his opponent is? Or is he going to be building a third barracks?
The telling SCV will be the second one from his first Rax, and let's see exactly where it goes here as it finishes up. I mean, he's opened up 2 Rax. Yeah, he's definitely going to go for it. So not at all surprised to see Rain do this. It worked out for him in Game 1. He knows that he can't go toe-to-toe with Symbol. And now I do want to mention the fact that this is one of the games right now remaining here from the final pool play spots. So it's Rain vs Symbol, JYP vs Idra, Doro vs Harden, Ostoji vs Puma, and finally Bling vs Thorzane. So a lot of players here fighting for their spot into pool play.
So this means that the winner of this match goes into the pools, for sure.
Yeah.
So there's a lot on line. Getting into those pools and having to play those the 5 other players in the group means that you could, if they get out of this and they ace their group, they could potentially be in top 6 already. But let's take a look at what's going on over here. He forces the cancel onto the bunker. That was just not a good enough position for him to have that thing. We see enough drones pulled to thwart off Rain's assault. Now Rain is going to find himself in an awkward position as all of these Lings get into battle and as that spine crawler finishes up.
Yeah, I don't know if Rain has any chance to basically make this work.
He also didn't build that second barracks very far forward at all, so all of his Marines have to run the entire distance of the map.
Right, we're seeing some back and forth action here. He does pick off one of the SCVs, 2 still remaining. The Marine force is getting bigger and bigger, but for right now, it looks like he is going to head back home. Not all that much was lost because, of course, he didn't pull as many SCVs as he did in that first game. He's going to be able to throw down his command center here at the natural, and this is kind of the normal 2 Rax opening where you apply some pressure, you force the Lings out, you make sure he doesn't have too many drones early on. He actually forced a lot of Lings here from Symbol, total of 13, so that could, of course, be 7 drones. So is he going to force? Wow, he will actually make another spine crawler. So Symbol's playing very safe in this match.
Well, that's all that he needs to do. He knows that if he gets a game against Rain lasting long enough, that Rain will just crumble. Right.
And there is a scouting Ling. He's going to go back once again.
Man, but Symbol playing so safe, landing down 2 more spine crawlers.
Yeah. He actually cancels one. That is what I like to see. That is very smart play from Symbol. He knows that he's going to be okay. He hasn't gotten hit by any other attacks with that second queen here. I think it just actually returned home. he would be just very, very careful. Looks like over on the mainstream, actually, JYP did defeat Idra 2-0 and advances on to pool play. Idra is going to be sent to the losers bracket and hopefully find his way into pool a little bit later.
Yeah, Idra's going to, I mean, that's going to be challenging, to say the least. I mean, once you get knocked down to the lower bracket, because I think the bracket's like tiered, right? If you come in from the lower sides, you actually have to win so many matches, even if you make it from lower bracket.
Yep, that is indeed true. You see right here, 3 Marines hiding in the grass. They were able to take out that scouting ling, which is pretty pivotal. I mean, at this point, let's see how much Symbol actually knows. He sees the expansion, hasn't seen any tech until right about now, where he sees the tech lab going on to the factory, as well as the other factory here. And this is interesting. Is Rain actually going to be going mech, or he might just be going blue flame now that I look at it?
Rain, man, Rain does not start with a B. So Rain just needs to do any. Oh man, good call on the blue flame. So blue flame has begun there, and now on the other side, we saw that Symbol has just added on 4 extractors, and he's continuing to drone hard. This is when Rain is going to want to strike. He's got to get that blue flame quickly so that he can just run straight by the spines and demolish Symbol's base.
Yeah, and here is the blue flame. He's going for the reactorless blue flame here. Going for a huge push, though. He's going to wait for that blue flame upgrade, of course, and then go for a big attack with his Marines. His Marines are already moving forward, but at the same time, there are some Lings, and they will meet their maker in these 2 Hellions there as they sneak by into the main and the natural, and we'll know exactly what's going on. But over here, the 2 Queens falling.
Oh, wow. Huge pick for Rain there, and now he's going to be able to take down the creep tumors. Now, what makes this so important? Well, number one, Symbol just hasn't been staying up on his creep spread in general anyway. And so if we take a look at his vision as well, he can't see much of the map, right? He doesn't have knowledge on what his opponent is up to. And that means that as soon as these the blue flame upgrade has just finished, so as soon as those blue flame Hellions jump up that ramp, if he's able to get by the, I mean, there's only 3 spine crawlers there. This could be curtains, JP.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, whoa, why is he running those up there? He can fry everything and just get up the ramp. Surprisingly enough, he's going for the head-on assault, just trying to kill everything instead of selectively choosing his battles.
And Rain is actually doing a very, very good job here. 1 spine crawler remains and a lot of Marines still left. The blue flame Hellions are dwindling, though, in number. Here come a ton of drones. Keep an eye on those drones as the blue flame Hellions can still line them up, and it is going to be stopped as some more lanes pop out here. 61 supply to the 47 for Symbol. 34 drones compared to the 42 SCVs. And what does Rain have in store now? Well, Stim is halfway complete. Do have a dropship coming out. He might just go for another big attack here, as he has a couple of tanks coming out. I would suspect probably around the 13-minute mark he's going to be moving out with another force and try to go for the death blow.
Well, he's adding on tanks. He's also researching siege mode. So it's potential that it could turn into a slower push if Symbol's able to stop him. What I still don't like about what Rain did is that he chose to fight in range of those spine crawlers. Like that, he didn't need to do that.
Right. Well, I mean, if he takes those spine crawlers out and does a good job at doing so, it's effectively over at that point.
Yeah, but like up in the main, there's nothing here.
Right.
And then if the spine crawlers have to get up and move themselves, then you can kill them then.
That's a good point.
Maybe he was afraid of a potential run by, but now we see a pretty big counterattack getting in, eliminating 2 of those supply depots, so he is able to supply cap Rain. He also kills a tech lab.
That's
now trading 8 banelings and a couple of lings for 2 supply depots and a tech lab. Maybe it was worth it. Did that stop Stim?
No, Stim did finish, and he's going to utilize that in a drop up here. And, you know, Symbol's actually kind of out of position. He's not going to be ready for this right off the bat. He's going to have to wait. He actually doesn't have... He's got 8 lings, 3 banelings, and that's it. He's going to have to pull everything.
Right, and there's nothing in his main.
Yeah, he's going to have to pull everything here from the main. He does have Infestors coming soon. Infestation, getting the pathogen glands. He's starting the spawning pool upgrade. Using Stim, he's starting to focus it down. Nope, switches over to the Queen. If he gets this, that is going to be very, very annoying for Symbol.
Yeah, because all that he's building right now is links. He's trying to add on as many links as he can, popping all of his larvae onto that. Oh, man, and it's not looking like he's going to be able to finish off that spawning pool. Too many links up into the main, and Rain is forced into a retreat.
But he did kill all of the queens of Symbol, so that is going to be a huge blow to his economy and to his larva. And here we go, guys. 13:45 is the move-out time. The tank's having somewhat of a struggle, though, as that Rax needs to be lifted. But here we go, as this attack could do... Oh, wow.
Rain's Spidey sense was tingling. Gets out there, gets a money scan, scares off a few of those banelings. Oh, continues the scans all the way across the map. Maybe he's actually banked up enough to... What? Wow. Stops scanning. Knows that nothing's... Okay, just kidding. Has yet another scan. I was like, what is this? How did...
Oh, I mean, it's really, really smart. Stimming ahead with only 4 Marines to make sure that if there are any banelings being morphed, then he can try to take them out. And he needs to move some tanks up here, but now that spine crawler is going to be focused down, a lot of banelings being morphed in, and if these tanks get into position, which I think they're going to be able to, he might lose this. But here goes Symbol moving forward. Great positioning on these tanks. The fungal going down, killing a lot of those Marines. Needs to get one more sick fungal over here, and he's going to be able to take out the remaining Marines, but those 3 tanks could have something to say about that.
Symbol's able to reinforce much faster than Rain is here. He actually only just now has his first round of reinforcements, making it up. And then, of course, Rain is taking the smart choice, just trying to maintain that spot outside of the base. Although right now we could potentially see a lot of infested Terrans thrown down onto that army. And you can bet, oh man, all those StarCraft Master skills using the friendly fire to take out a couple of the Marines. And now Rain gets in the scan. He does finish off the 2 infestors, but Rain's assault has effectively been stopped.
He did lose almost all the infestors, though, in that attack. And Rain was thinking about reinforcing it, but now he's going to run back to his natural as fast as he can. And this is a very low economy game here. And it looks like Symbol kind of realizes that. He's trying his best to expand, but the 2 Drow, he actually burrows with 1 HP there on that drone. So he will try to get his 3rd up, but here comes Rain once again with another attack.
Yeah, Rain's in an awkward spot because he just kind of needs to keep pushing, right? If he stops and waits at his base, ultimately Symbol is just going to have units that could crush him over time. Also, Symbol has opted for taking his 3rd. So Rain actually, I guess, just also has a significant enough supply lead that he can just kind of keep pummeling his opponent until he loses. And he's even pulling SCVs to keep up the repairs and also act as a bit of a meat shield.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You're only mining on 1 base right now. Here's a Ling trying to do it, or a Ling run by to try to do a counterattack, but a Siege tank still in that main base. Got a total of 5 kills, and now it's going to go join up with this main force of Rain. And once again, he's getting the spread set up. And with this, I mean, I mentioned it was low economy, and this is super low economy. For Symbol, you really have to have at least 3 bases. You never want to be, of course, just a general rule of thumb, even bases with any opponent in any matchup. For Zerg. Sorry,
I was like, you're right. It is always better to have more bases than your opponent, JP. And here we have Rain going in for what could be the killing blow. Now, unfortunately, Symbol has not remade his spine crawler, so the meat that he needs to survive this is just not present on the field. And Rain now almost has free reign over Symbol's natural.
And a lot of Marines kind of in this money spot behind this bunker. With all of this stuff coming up, it's going to basically circumvent any attacks or any reinforcements to this 3rd base. So right now, I think we can safely say that Rain has secured his spot once again in pool play. This guy in MLGs just always plays so well, Rob.
Man, and Rain getting in there with the elevators, keeping on the pressure. He's also now demolishing Symbol's 3rd, aka his only potential chance at having come back from this if he was able to stop off the assault. Now Symbol's got to be scrambling. He's trying to figure out what else he can do, waiting for his last round of Zerglings to get out. But I just don't think that that's going to be enough to crush through this hole.
Yeah, and there's another scan. Rain kind of sees what his next fight will be as he takes off the 3rd base there. Now only on 1 base. Symbol doing his best to move in there. Scan up on the top will eliminate those infestors. For GG here right now, Symbol just does not want to accept that he has to now fight his way through that seemingly impossible losers bracket.
You have to win. He has to win a ton of matches. Oh man, Rain's just kind of kept that medevac up there. Surprisingly enough, there's actually probably been a pretty good opportunity for him to drop those. Although when you have such a monumental lead, who cares, JP? And now Rain once again just slowly pushing up. That's the advantage of having all of those tanks out there. He can just kind of leapfrog his way up the ramp. And now, oh man, just running around the Marines, letting the two tanks do their job, forcing Symbol to tap out, and Rain takes it 2-1.
Yeah, so good game, and congratulations to Rain. And, you know, Symbol, his first run, I believe, at MLG. That's pretty good. I mean, to almost be right on the precipice of getting into that pool play. We'll see how he does into the losers bracket portion, where there's going to be some very, very stiff competition.
Yeah, and so Rain did really well in that third game. We talked about how he was kind of doing the thing where he would just try to win in 5 minutes, and he tried that again there. It didn't work.
It wasn't his all-in, though.
Right,
yeah.
Correct. And but he was still able to make the game continue, right? So we saw that his mid-ish game was still pretty strong.
Right.
Although we didn't get to see him very much get to a late game. He just kept it on two base, and we didn't see much variation from them. But I mean, I guess that's what Rain does best.
Yeah. So once again, guys, congratulations to Rain. I don't know what our next match is, but once we come back, we will have more action here from day 2 of the MLG Winter Championships. I'm JP McDaniel.
And I'm Rob Simpson. Keep it locked for more StarCraft 2.